PNG has oil and gas, so why don't we control our own fuel?
Welcome to Politan Perspectives.
Papua New Guinea is rich in oil and gas. Everyone knows that. We export our natural resources overseas and make billions from them through major projects like PNG, LNG, and other petroleum developments. So many ordinary people ask the same question. If PNG is so rich in oil and gas, why are fuel prices still so high? Why do we still run out of fuel? The answer to this complex question is actually quite simple. Because owning oil is not the same as controlling fuel. Think of it like this. Imagine you own a cocoa farm, but someone else owns the factory that turns cocoa into chocolate. Someone else owns the warehouse. Someone else owns the trucks. Someone else owns the shop selling it. And someone else decides the final price. Then do you really control your product? No, you don't. That is exactly Papua New Guinea's problem today. Even though PNG produces oil and gas, most of the important fuel infrastructure inside our country is controlled by foreign companies. For example, Puma Energy owns and operates the Napa refinery outside Port Moresby, PNG's only major fuel refinery. Puma Energy also controls many major fuel depots and supply facilities. Foreign tankers bring in much of our imported refined fuel from Singapore. Fuel prices in PNG are heavily tied to international fuel benchmarks based on Singapore market prices, not just local decisions. Others control what happens after it comes out of the ground. That means PNG often has little direct control over how fuel moves when it arrives and what price we end up paying. This creates a serious national weakness. If companies like Puma Energy have supply problems, PNG suffers. If international shipping is delayed, PNG suffers. If Singapore fuel prices rise, PNG suffers. If foreign exchange shortages happen, PNG suffers. We saw this clearly during the fuel shortages in recent years when many Papua New Guineans struggled to get fuel. Businesses struggled, PMV fares rose, shop prices increased, entire communities felt the pressure. How can a country rich in resources still struggle to keep fuel flowing? Because wealth without control is not true power. PNG's situation is like this. We dig up our own wealth, sell it overseas, then buy back finished fuel at international prices, sometimes at prices we cannot control. That is like selling your pig cheaply, then buying back your own pork chops at premium supermarket prices. It makes no sense, yet that is the system we live under. Some people say ownership does not matter. They are wrong. Ownership matters because owners make decisions, owners keep profits, owners create jobs, owners build long-term wealth, owners hold power. When foreign companies own most of the system, much of the profit leaves PNG. And when decisions are made, PNG often has to react instead of lead. If PNG wants real energy independence, we must start building control over our own supply chain. That means supporting more PNG-owned fuel companies like Islands Petroleum and other local operators. Helping Kumul Petroleum expand fuel storage projects like the Motukea terminal. Reducing dependence on one major supplier like Puma Energy, training more local engineers and petroleum experts, investing in PNG-controlled fuel infrastructure, renegotiating old agreements that no longer benefit the people. This will not happen overnight, but if we do nothing, we stay dependent forever. PNG is blessed with natural wealth, but natural wealth means little if others control how that wealth is sold back to us. Real sovereignty is not just owning what is under the ground. Real sovereignty is controlling the entire system from start to finish. Until PNG does that, we may be resource rich on paper, but still dependent in reality.